everybody. Thanks a lot for coming out today to this, I believe, the 9th edition of our Small Business Resource Fair. My name is Henry Pyatt. I'm Mayor Peduto's Small Business and Redevelopment Manager. I hope you're enjoying, oh, and I want to remember who our caterer is. I hope you're enjoying the food from Roxanne's. I really like her tuna salad. She put cranberries in it. But so the reason we do this series of small business resource fairs is because we realized, I was talking with some colleagues, Emily from Kiva and Josette from the Urban Redevelopment Authority, and we realized that there's a lot of folks in a lot of neighborhoods that have a lot of really good ideas. And, you know, they go to their library, they kick ideas around, they talk to folks, you know, in their barbershop or in a diner where they drink coffee, and they're not getting connected to the experts that can really help them realize those bright ideas. And so we thought, well, what the heck? We know that there's lots of really amazing experts out there that can be helpful to people in all kinds of ways, whether that's helping them put together financing for a project, or helping them get their business plan together, or helping them find other folks who have complementary skills that can help their venture succeed. And so we thought, let's just bring those people directly to the neighborhoods where the people don't take advantage of those services very often. And that's how the Small Business Resource Fair series began. But now, more than a year into this, we've begun to have specific themes. And today's themes is getting certified or finding work as a minority, women-owned, veteran, or otherwise disadvantaged business. And I know I didn't say that in the way we normally say the acronym, but y'all know what I mean. So first off, I'd like to thank Josette, Kiana, and Ellen from the URA, and Emily and Elizabeth from Kiva Pittsburgh, as well as Juan from the Riverside Center for Innovation, which is hosting this event, and Judy from the Diversity Business Resource Center, which is located on the 4th floor of this building. 5th floor, pardon me, of this building. They all worked really hard to put this event together, make sure we had some food, make sure we had a space to be, and make sure y'all knew about it. And I also wanted to introduce the speakers and tablers that we have, not speakers, tablers that we have all around the building to make sure everybody knows who's here and what kind of services they can get from those people so they don't miss anybody that they might ought to meet. Allegheny County Department of Minority Women and Disadvantaged Businesses is here. Ruth and Lisa are here to represent them. The Design Center of Pittsburgh, which can help with design consults for commercial spaces, both interior and exterior, and help refer you to the right professional to help with that sort of stuff. And Thor is representing them. Walsh Granite is here with the Pennsylvania Bridge Program, because they're looking for subcontractors all over the state to help repair all the small bridges. And Marvin is their representative. If I recall, he's wearing a green shirt. National Association of Diverse Contractors is a membership organization advocating for MWDBE opportunities. Ben and Don are here from that group. Huntington Bank is here, and Benicio, and as you may imagine, they are a bank, and they can help people put together a financing package, and very often are a part of a package with Kevon, who is here representing the URA. Bridgeway Capital is here, Aaron. Aaron plays a similar role, also working in conjunction with traditional commercial banks as well as the URA. First Niagara is here, Herb. And then Mark and Anthony from Dollar Bank. Also, Judy's here from the Diversity Business Resource Center, which again is on the 5th floor of this, the Riverside Center for Innovation. She would also ask that I point out that they have free conference space and meeting space and training space available for MWDBE firms in the city. Emily and Elizabeth are here from Kiva, which is a really awesome lending program that lets businesses borrow up to $5,000 their first time and $10,000 their second time. And instead of having a normal credit worthiness system, decisions about who to lend to are made by their community. And just go ahead and ask them questions if you want to get a better description than that. I'm not going to go any more detail because I'll screw it up. And Samantha's here from the Pittsburgh Airport. She is seeking MWDBE contractors to do all kinds of different services at that big giant building. Stephen is here from SCORE, which is a really cool group that helps. It's kind of like big brothers and big sisters for businesses, right? So you take somebody who is in an industry similar to yours or has skills similar to yours, and you get matched up with them to be able to ask them questions and use them as a mentor and as a resource. And then the DBE Support Service Center at Cheney University is here, represented by Cynthia. They help with PennDOT contracting for disadvantaged business enterprises. Karen's here from the Small Business Administration, which is a federal organization supporting loan programs and providing technical assistance to businesses all over the state. Nathan's here from RIDC, which is an organization that does some vertical and often horizontal development for locations where industrial businesses can locate in Pittsburgh and the rest of Allegheny County. Leandra's here from Allegheny County Economic Development. They have a number of innovative financing programs. One that's very notable with respect to today's topic is that they can help MWDBE businesses borrow some of the capital they need to take on larger jobs and begin to expand and grow. At the URAs here, as I mentioned before, Josette and Kevon are representing them. Kevon can help with all the different loan tools that are often a part of comprehensive packages that help businesses get to their next step or buy that building or get that capital they need. And Josette runs the business districts programs, including the facade program. Is Kiana here today? Yes, she is. Kiana is the master of the facade programs. Yep. And then the Regional Development Funding Corporations, which handles SBA and EDA loans for our area, the city of Pittsburgh, Allegheny County, and beyond, but we don't care about the rest of Western Pennsylvania, do we? Rebecca's here from that organization, and she can help explain how some of those tools work and help you learn about if they're going to be helpful to you. So, now that you've all heard our speakers, to make sure you're not missing anybody, or now that you've heard our tablers, to make sure you're not missing anybody, I'd like to introduce our speakers. As I said before, today's focus is minority women and disadvantaged businesses. To that end, we're going to have two speakers, Ruth Birdsmith from the Allegheny County MWDBE office, and Cynthia Moultrie from the DBE Support Center at Cheney University, which focuses on PennDOT subcontracting. First, I'd like to ask Ms. Birdsmith to explain her organization a little bit to the group, and then we'll pass it off to Ms. Moultrie.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, the reason we put our website at the very beginning is because I always forget to mention it at the end. So, www.alleghenycounty.us/MWDBE, one of the longest names you will ever hear. I've been the director since 2004, and today I was asked to speak about certification. And certification is an interesting sort of animal. To be or not to be, that is the question. I didn't come up with this, my staff did. The advantages. Marketing your business, access to information, invitations to networking opportunities, and access to special loans and other perks. We try to make sure that our businesses are engaged and engaging to others. So we do a lot of things to help you along the way. As part of the Pennsylvania Unified Certification Program, www.paucp.com, we are part of a statewide DOT-related certification, and we're a certifying participant. A link from our website can go to that website, but if you want to go directly to the database and information on the PAUCP and all the members, this would be the website that you would access. We're a certifying participant. It provides one-stop shopping. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that years ago, if you wanted to be certified at Port Authority, you had to fill out the forms there. If you wanted to be certified with the City of Pittsburgh, you might have to fill out forms there. You'd have to fill out forms at Allegheny County. It was a round robin of the same information. So in 1999, US DOT decided at least the transportation-related certifications would be unified in each state. So each state has a UCP. And we are part of federal regs because we're a federal program, even though we're overseen by a county agency. 49 CFR, parts 26, and actually 23, because we do certification for the airport too. And those are airport concessionaires, 23. And to apply or find certified DBEs, you go to paucp.com. Okay, what are the requirements? You have to be a citizen of the United States or lawfully admitted permanent resident. You have to be a for-profit business. That means that you make money. That's a good thing. For-profit small business concerns that are at least 51% owned by one or more individuals who are both socially and economically disadvantaged, or in the case of a corporation, hold 51% of the stock, whose management and daily business operations are controlled by those individuals. So that means you can't buy a business and hire somebody else to run it. You have to be engaged in your own business. Who falls into socially disadvantaged groups? Women, Black Americans, Hispanic Americans, Native Americans, Asian Pacific Americans, subcontinent Asian Americans, and other minorities found to be disadvantaged by the SBA. And the SBA gets to do it because they're really good at that stuff, okay? And I don't know who the other people are, but they probably are out there somewhere. Economic disadvantage. An individual whose personal net worth does not exceed $1.32 million. Golly, that sounds like a lot of money. Okay. Every time I give this talk, but if you're a baby boomer and you've put money in a 401k or some other instrument over the years, you might be edging up there a little bit. And that's a calculation that we do based on some other things, but that's the cap in reference to personal net worth. The SBA size standard for a company, that means your revenue, what you generate each year, cannot exceed $23.98 million. Okay, if you're maybe a small consulting firm and you have 2 people, that's a big number. But if you're a guy that's out there doing heavy highway, we have some heavy highway people here, that number starts to go up. You don't take all that money home, but that's over a 3-year period average what we consider the cap. There's some other, it's almost like a telephone book, because there are some categories that people make less, but it depends on the category. But that's, you can't exceed the $23.98 million in annual revenue. What is the process? A firm must complete the application, attach all documents requested on the instruction page, and have the document notarized. I don't know how many times I say this, and nobody sends all the documents to me. And that means we have to send all these letters out, and they're 50 cents a piece, and shame on you if you don't send that stuff in. When the department receives the packet, we perform an initial review. And if we have documents that are missing, if anything is amiss with your application, we'll contact you and get further clarification. Sometimes it's a math error on the personal net worth form. It could be anything like that. Once a complete packet has been received and confirmation is sent out to you as the owner, then we go into an in-depth review. And we look at any questions that might come up with regard to your firm. Once the additional requests are satisfied, an on-site visit is scheduled. At the on-site at your main office, and that could be your home, because people have all kinds of offices, but it's your main office, the interviewer will confirm that the questions, experience, financial information are all accurate to what you want to convey to us. Because it's a pretty significant application, because we don't put together small applications as government. The on-site, along with the supporting documents, is evaluated, and then a determination is made whether to certify or not. If the firm is certified, their company information, along with their NAICS codes and description of their business, are posted on the internet database of the PAUCP. So if you're certified as a truck driver and you come to us and you say, I want to erect steel, and we don't have steel erection in your description anywhere, and you probably can't erect steel, but you just one day get up and want to do that, you can't do that. Okay, you're certified for whatever you've presented yourself to us for. If the firm is denied, they are permitted to present an appeal to the appeal committee at the PAUCP or to the U.S. Department Office of Civil Rights, DOT's Office of Civil Rights. And some people want to go to the Supreme Court, but they don't want to hear it. Certification with one agency is recognized by all 5 of the certifying participants. Allegheny County, City of Philadelphia, and it says airport. That's just physically where their office is located. It's really the City of Philadelphia. The PennDOT, Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, Port Authority of Allegheny County, and Southeastern Pennsylvania Transit Authority, which is SEPTA in Philadelphia. They're the bus and train folks in Philly. Each year after the initial certification, we ask you to update your information. Most businesses grow, you grow along. Your clients want additional information, additional products, additional services. So we just want to be up to date as we possibly can. And at Allegheny County, we have a goal on all of our contracts of 13% minority and 2% women. So that's what we look for from our companies who are certified. If you need additional information, call Lisa Edmonds. She's my deputy director. No, you can call this number, or you can look at our website and get that additional information.
So next up is Ms. Moultrie from DBE Support at Cheney University for PennDOT programs.
How about that? Okay. My name is Cynthia Moultrie, and I'm with the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Supportive Services Center, which is another long name, at Cheney University. And at Cheney, we have 3 centers, the DBE, the DB, which is a newer diverse business center, which includes veterans and disabled veterans, and there's an SBE. So you would fall into one of those categories, regardless of who your business is. Our goal is to assist businesses in obtaining or competing for contracts. How are you? They're competing for contracts with PennDOT. And I think, as Ms. Ruth Bird Smith said, once you are certified, this gives you a leg up, but it's not the end of the path. You're not going to get certified and suddenly business is going to fall in your lap. You've chosen to be an entrepreneur. This is not an easy thing to do. You're going to think about it when you go to bed at night. You think about it when you dream about it all night long, and then you work all day long to make it happen. But what I want to talk to you about today is getting ready to work with PennDOT, and this is for contractors who need pre-qualification. The DBE Supportive Services, as I've said, our goal is to enable you to compete with non-DBEs for these contracts. We'll talk about a little bit about doing business with PennDOT and contractor pre-qualification, and then I'll take some questions. So this is only about highway construction, horizontal construction. So if your business is in some other area, it may not relate to you. Although, sometimes you have a landscaping business. There are a couple of new things going on now. Marvin is here. Marvin's working with this long-term P3, public-private partnership, which they are rebuilding 600 bridges across the state, and they are long-term contracts. So design, build, maintain, and operate, right? 25 years. For 25 years. So that means that even though you may not be an engineer who could design a bridge, or you may not be rebar installation putting in the bridge, you may do landscaping, because that's going to, or painting is going to be needed over the course of time. So there are other opportunities. There's a new P3 coming out, compressed natural gas. There are going to be compressed natural gas stations across the state. So they're going to build these stations, and there are going to be opportunities for some vertical construction as well as some horizontal. When they first told me about it, I said, I don't know what that is. What is compressed natural gas? And so we'll be back in Pittsburgh on August the 18th doing CNG 101, just trying to keep small businesses informed about what is this whole compressed natural gas thing and what are the opportunities related to that. But whether you're doing P3 with Walsh Construction or any other, or any PennDOT contract, the first step is you have to be a PennDOT business partner. So although PennDOT is a certifier like Allegheny County, in order to work on a PennDOT contract, you must register as a PennDOT business partner. That's an easy thing to do. You can call my office and we will walk you through that process. I do it with people over the phone all the time. Only firms who have a business partner registration can work on a PennDOT highway contract. And so you need to do this process in order to move forward. But even then, there's more. You need to register with PennDOT, with the state of Pennsylvania, and get a vendor registration number. How many people in this room have a Pennsylvania vendor registration number? Okay, so sometimes it's a step we skip, but this gives you an opportunity to do work with the state on all levels. And so you want to get this number. And this is the information that's found on PennDOT's website, which walks you through how to do both the PennDOT business partner registration as well as the vendor number. But again, if you call our office, we will walk you through that. And if you need help, okay, I've said that. This is our number. But even after you get the DBE certification and the BPR registration, that's not the end of it. Work with PennDOT can be very, very lucrative, but they're not making it easy. So there are things that you have to do. Before you can do this process, to get a job, you have to be pre-qualified. What does that mean? That means they're not going to let you build a bridge if you don't know how. You have to pre-qualify for that because we don't want the bridges to fall down. So, again, you've gotten a DBE certification. You've gotten those NAICS codes that say what you do. The NAICS codes then relate to a PennDOT, shouldn't have done that, a PennDOT work code. And this is just a list of the kinds of things that you can do on a work code. So there's a long list, this is 2 pages long, but clearing and grubbing, building demolition, roadway excavating, drilling and blasting. These are some of the kinds of things that you can do. So on this pre-qualification package, you have to choose a work code, what it is you're doing. It has to correlate with the NAICS code from your DBE certification. You must list your experience. What experience have you had doing this kind of work? You have to give references. Now, what it doesn't say on the form is you need to call the references and tell them that you use them so that they respond. Because if they don't respond, PennDOT is going to reject you. Okay? You need to state whether or not you've ever failed to complete a contract, and it has to be notarized. PennDOT, just like the DBE the UCP, if you don't send all the paperwork, don't fill out all the questions, if the question doesn't apply to you, you have to write not applicable. You have to say something or they will send the package back to you. Again, the form, the process is not as simple as it might be, but you can get through it, and we are here to help you with that. Once you do that, and then you can solicit for bids. There are municipal projects that you can apply for. There's electronic bidding, all kinds of regulations, but we're here to walk you through that. You must renew your pre-qualification every 2 years, and they do it based on the alpha prefix. So A through K has to do it in 2014, L through Z in 2015. But again, they're sending you the paperwork. You have to respond, or you will find your pre-qualification has not been renewed. I did make some changes here earlier today. I dropped my laptop today, and it didn't come back on. So I'm not sure anyone, the ultimate goal for our program is to grow you out of the DBE program. Okay, so we want you to reach that 1.3 million net worth, and your company to bring in the kind of income that sizes you out of the program. So eventually we want you to become a prime.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Ms. Moultrie. I just want to thank everybody for coming out. This is, I believe it's the 8th Small Business Resource Fair. The series is developing and improving as we go along. I want to invite everyone present to come hit me up with any topics that you think ought to be covered or make an interesting topic for a future event. I'd like to thank the cable channel folks for coming out so that other folks who aren't here can see what we're up to and participate in a future event, and especially the tablers. If you're here as a customer of this event, please make sure you hit up some of the folks that are at these tables. And nobody wants to work a couple extra hours every month, and these folks have been doing it consistently. And I, for one, am real appreciative of their willingness to come out and make sure that everybody realizes what they have to offer to them and in ways in which that they can help them. So, you know, my name is Henry Pyatt. I'm from Mayor Peduto's office. Again, Emily from Kiva and Josette and Kiana from the URA have come together, the three of us groups, to put these events on, and we're always open to constructive criticism. So feel free to hit me with any questions, and thank you very much for coming out.
Thank you. Yeah. My name is Pam Collier.
Hi. I'll give these guys their microphone. Thanks so much for seeing you again. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate you coming and doing your work.